1975 to 2025, in these 50 years or 5 decades, the Arctic has lost its identity. This year, in 2025, as per the satellite image, the lowest square kilometer range has been made for icebergs in Arctic. And this is a dangerous scenario. This is a crisis and emergency for more than 8 countries. The countries may start from Sweden to United States. The countries which belongs to the Arctic region. This is a crisis not only for the particular country. This is not only a crisis for a particular for the community. This is the crisis for all over the world. More than 25% indigenous communities, and this is a time of dangerous scenario, and we need to act on. Today, I am going to discuss regarding a very important topic, which is one of the most powerful topic. That is, the Arctic is melting, and the melting ice, Where is the places is going on? How the satellite will connect the ices like A23, A68, which is the bigger icebergs, and what will be the indigenous people, their future, and what should be the particular structure of animals and the biodiversity. Is there any plan to survive? Is there any plan for our developed countries who are actually known what should be the technology used and how to use the particular ices regarding on the base for the indigenous people and communities? So the discussion is very important. The first of all, I am sharing you all over the world the data at present, because at present the satellite data says since 1975 to 2025, in this 5 decade, this year has already counted just around 14.33 million square kilometer, and this is the lowest since 1975, and this is the crisis. After the end of winter season, the amount of icebergs is almost near about 1.98 million square kilometers, which is a dangerous scenario, because we all know without ice, without a proper balance of the melting ice, this would be very dangerous. The sea level rise is extreme high. So we have already lost our parameters. This is a dangerous sign. And then what should be our structure? What should be the strategy? What should be the planning for the country like Iceland, country like Finland, country like Sweden, country like United States, country like Canada? So these all countries which actually have particular relations with Arctic regions, they all going to suffer in a bigger purpose. And this impact will create a bigger purpose on global south too. Because we all know the sea level rise is heavy, the ice is melting very fast, the water heat waves is rising very high, the ocean crisis belongs to more heat waves in the water scenario. So this should be a proper structured strategy regarding upcoming days. When I was actually in research regarding this kind of issue and regarding this kind of Arctic melting and Antarctica, those are like similar on the parallel on the regarding of melting rise decreasing. The parameter of their square kilometers is very much decreasing, and this is very much decreasing because the complete ice break scenario is taking more fast, which is a crisis because satellite picture is tracking the icebergs, but how much and how many they will track, and what should be the policy if an iceberg is taking more than 20-25 days to melt. So this is very difficult. That particular iceberg from the water they decrease, where should go? It's already increasing, and the coastal areas is already in high rise regarding their completely downing above their coastal areas. We also already saw in the Sundarban areas in India that more than 60 islands are already down underwater. So this is a crisis regarding all over the world, and the world is under the emergency regarding this purpose. Second thing I want to discuss is very important part regarding the biodiversity. Animals. We all know the rinders, which is a actual particular center point of Arctic regions, because they believe that these snowfalls, these particular mountains, this particular iceberg becomes their food habit. So particular these rinders, they are counting as climate refuge, which is very dangerous, because they are searching for food from another region. They are not finding their actual food, which the area which they believe that this is the particular area which They have started their journey since their birth. So it was an extreme crisis for their collecting of food. When we are talking about seabirds, when we are talking about penguins, they also are facing same issue and the same crisis. So this is the time for discussions regarding on the scenario that what actually happened when this ice will be melt and the particular like rivers, particular like sea birds, particular like penguins, they all will face in the bigger problems. Like even on the dolphins, even on the sea creature, even on the creation of the oceans. So each and every part will face these kinds of damage. The third point is definitely the tourism part. It become a complete damage of resources, from fundamental resources, from prices, from financial resources, or the strategy plan for the next 11 months, from the winter season, from the next winter season. This is a crisis for the bigger purpose. Even if I'm talking that, not talking about the discussion or omitting our discussion regarding Paris Agreement, regarding discussion the losing the heat waves, regarding discussions about the emission structure or emissions regarding individuality, then it become a bigger crisis for this kind of region. The indigenous people who have the particular faith and belief regarding tourism structure, they always wait for the time from this January to March regarding when the tourists come to spend their money for this Arctic region to enjoy the nature and also the creations of nature. And the area of melting ice and these kinds of particular sea strokes and the particular extreme heat waves on the icebergs is creating a different ideology for the tourism structure. They are not selecting these kinds of places due to their climate crisis effect. So this is a crisis of the resources. This is the crisis of their particular fundamental resources and become a dangerous scenario. They are losing their foods, they are losing their resources, they are losing their fundamental goods, they are losing their upcoming future of the generation, and they are by default they are selecting their climate refuge structure. So when I am talking about the discussions regarding the particular matter of particular ice melting and the Arctic ice is melting at the square kilometer range, about the data of the satellite particular data views, but the thing, same thing parallelly is completely damaging and destroying the structure of humanity. The people of more than 10 lakhs, which is extremely huge amount, which is very, very important on the particular areas, on the culture, on the regarding of the future. They are waiting. They always wait for the particular 3 months winter season, which is very, very important. And they are losing it for the extreme heat waves. They are losing for the ice melting. They did not find their particular sources of money earning, which is very, very important. That where they will find their money. If what the particular by default forcefully they are migrating their communication address and the world becomes hollow on the particular area of Arctic regions, that there is no ice at present. It's completely a plain waterland. So where is the ice going? So the sea level rise is creating a massive dangerous scenario regarding the future impacts. Now at present discuss about the government roles, which is very important because my discussions regarding Canada, Finland, Norway, Iceland, Sweden, United States and the countries belongs to the relations between Arctic and Antarctic, which is very, very important. The first thing definitely the emission rate, which is very important. Regarding what should be the emission policy on the upcoming days, when we already watched that this kind of extreme dangerous scenario is happening. So the first thing is emission plan. The environment strategy or the EPA should make a plan of emission strategy. There should be, because they already declared that carbon dioxide is not very much dangerous on the regarding this scenario. So if the belief is will come from carbon monoxide, which is also very dangerous on the humanity purpose, but the human health issues, then it become a dangerous. Then what should be the emission plan? More than 1,000 industrial company which is growing day by day their emission rates, what should be their green energy plan? There should be a particular policy regarding advisory board, that there should be a policy regarding the controlling of emission plan, and also to maintain each and every percent the green energy sources and also the emission rate, which is very important. the renewable energy structure and the plan for upcoming days. What kind of renewable energy they are using? We have 70% of ocean, more than 77%. So how we can use as a hydrolysis method by maintaining the green energy sources, which can be helpful for the bigger purpose of the energy resources, which is very important. That we can use the renewable energy plates or also the sunlight is very much important by the use of ocean energy sources. We can generate the electricity by the ocean sources by using the hydrolysis method without a saltation, without a particular method of regarding of making NaCl or more power generated. But the thing is, we can take normal energy resources without coal emission, without emission from the industrial areas, which is very important. The second thing, the manufacturing structure or the building plan for the particular areas of the communities who are thinking they will become a climate refugee. What should be their structure or manufacturing structure for their upcoming days, which is very important. Important regarding their balance, because they are losing their lands, they are losing their areas, they are losing for the sea level rise, they are losing their food structure. What should be their plan or food structure? The very important thing is that they are losing their agriculture. We all know the agricultural lands in these kinds of areas are very limited. So they have to find their proper agricultural land. So what I already told, there should be proper plan on green energy, there should be proper plan on blue energy, there should be proper plan on sources of upcoming days for the resource and gathering of energy sources, which is very important. So we know that we have limited time, only 5 years for the 2030 goals. So we have multiple goals from SDG 1 to SDG 17. So these are almost a similar parameter which should be maintained from the SDG purpose and different goals in different perspective. So each and every country regarding not only for the Arctic region, not only for the particular Antarctica region, for the all over the world should make a particular plan on the coastal areas and also the indigenous community who are facing crisis for this melting rise, sea level rise, coastal damage and also the extreme heat of sea, which is very important. They are losing their land for extreme flood, they are losing their land from the extreme damage of salination, which is very important. Also, the mangrove becomes a creative masters for this maintenance this kinds of flood. But the thing is that this is about to discuss of Arctic and the particular ice melting scenario. So this is the particular things. There should be a particular satellite monitoring on the regarding on the mapping of these kinds of animals and also the iceberg, which is very important. We all know in the earlier NASA has planted these kinds of projects, but I think this should be more advanced. Because the melting perspective is more than 15% ahead from the earlier days since 1975. What is more than 20, which is more than 20 million square kilometer, which was, but at present is now just 14.33, which is very much in crisis. We have lost almost a parameter of more than 45 to 50%. So this is the time of crisis, this is the time of discussion, this is the time of discussion about the future, the what should be the plan for particular these ice and their migrations, their penguins, the animals, the particular reindeers, their lifestyle, the biodiversity, each and everything, and also the tourism part, which is very, very important. This is the time for discussion. Thank you.